It's almost 5:30 and I'm heading for home. I was out and about for a little while. Well, what am I going to talk about today? This is going to be kind of a block soup. We got a little snow here, and as we get in the Northeast, and it is late January though, so I guess it's to be expected. And yes, I probably do need a haircut. Is there a troll in the butt of my truck? I guess not. Alright, well, so what's going on? Well, the earthquake in Haiti is the last natural disaster that's getting international attention. And it's a very sad thing, of course. And an earthquake, I don't think you can really predict. I mean, there's certain parts of the world that get them more often than others. We've also heard that we're built on, I've heard that we're near a major fault line or on one, or I don't know, I'm not a geologist. I don't really study the makeup of the earth, but I have heard that. If I've seen some of the maps that they base that on, though, from the best that I can understand it, I don't pretend to understand it exactly, but that's pretty much every area is near a fault line or close enough to it that you could be affected. If the place next to you caves in, yours can't be too far away. So that's something that I've thought of, and I remember, when you keep the schedule I keep, sometimes you catch TV programs that are on at a rather bizarre time. But anyhow, I remember a bunch of years ago watching a program where a couple of psychics had predicted that sometime between 1990 and the year 2000 that the Great Lakes would drain into the Gulf of Mexico. And geologists went to work and drew their maps and figured out how if Lake Michigan and Lake Erie came together and there was a big earthquake in Ohio and it came down, it could actually split the country right about there. Well, I'm surprised nobody's thought of this, but we didn't get that proverbial earthquake. But what I do remember is in 1993, the Great Lakes had a terrible, terrible flood. And much of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, many of those states in that region were flooded. Parts of them, of course, not all of them. And when the floodwaters were receded, they went into the Mississippi River, which does drain into the Gulf of Mexico. So, if you want to be cooperative, you could say these psychics might have had a vision of flood water in the middle of the country and the Great Lakes draining into the Gulf of Mexico. If you want to be cooperative and you want to complete the puzzle, the Great Lakes drained in the Gulf of Mexico before the year 2000. If you're not willing to cooperate on that, then they were a bunch of quacks that had no idea what they were talking about. Or sold a lot of books. Well, I'll have to tune in later. But that's what's on my mind. And I'll talk about this in I gotta answer the phone. And I can't drive, hold the camera, and talk. Later.